Alrighty, what up, everybody? For this next interview for our Love 2021 celebration, I got somebody that's near and dear to me. My guy, Dig Life. You may have seen him in a lot of our early projects, especially Liberate, Menace to Sobriety. Just really influential in the start of I Am Root. And we always play
Right.
back and forth with the little puns and shit like dig and plant the seed and the root
Yeah.
sprout and shit. So some true connection there,
Yeah.
man. So I'm excited for this one, bro. How you been?
I'm good in yourself, brother.
Hey, man, doing well, blessed, dude. Just happy to be alive and healthy and working still. Still a difficult time out in the world. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just
Yeah.
blessed to have the opportunity to still be going.
Definitely, definitely. Likewise, likewise. It's been good, man. I have to go in, so it's all right. I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not upset about
Right. Same,
it.
man. Same. I'm going into work
Yeah.
every day too.
Yeah.
Just trying to do my part to protect myself. You know what I'm saying, but still bring the bread home. Cause the
Got
bills
to.
bills still doing shit. So it's like,
Oh, man.
just grinding it out, thugging it out, man. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Right
man.
up.
If you can, bro, just tell the people a little bit about Dreamz Into Goals, kind of its origin story and where it is today.
All right, well, so Dreams and the Goals really came about in a multitude of ways. I personally am a writer, filmmaker. So the first movie I wrote came to me in a dream. So that is kind of the root of it, dreams into goals, because I was trying to turn that dream into a reality. But the only way to turn something into a reality and be a success is to make it a goal.
Mm-hmm.
So Oklahoma boy, back when I moved out here, back then you couldn't do all the stuff that you could do now. So you had to be in a big city. So I moved out of big city. This is right around the time I think Kanye West came out with good music. And I liked what it stood for, what the name was, right? Getting out our dreams. So at the time, Dreams and the Goals did not exist. And so I liked that. And I was like, dude, and I was a huge fan at the time, backpack, all that. And so I was like, dang, I want something similar. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, and I'm turning dreams into goals. So I looked it up. No one had it if it was spelled with a Z. I still wanted a little flair, so I spelled the dreams with a Z. Started an LLC. Now I'm about to make it a nonprofit. So it started out as a for-profit, and got logos, and I figured people would just gravitate to turning dreams into goals. It hasn't picked up like I wished it would. Yeah, I'm fine with that. But on the flip side, I ended up finding an artist, uh, which you know as well. Actually, her name was Ria Rose. Found this artist. She could sing. We started pushing. I also was doing film, so in between the two, we was pushing the brand. Then she no longer was with the brand, so I found another artist, Vintage, and hell bent to like just hell bent to do what I was supposed to do as far as dreams and the goals. Like you can't call yourself dreams and the goals if you're not actually helping somebody achieve that dream,
Right.
you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I picked up another artist in Toronto, Zalis. Um, and so I picked up these two artists because I was being connected with a lot of uh, music people because I did videos and film.
Got you. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a flip side in Cali. That's a whole nother story. You know what I'm saying? For another day. Now, what ended up happening is I started managing these artists and putting them in the right positions. And then now, about 2 or 3 years later, it's flourished. We kind of had this conversation earlier, but for the people watching now, Vintage just signed a distribution deal for a year. Pretty good deal with a significant company, Symphonic, I think is the name of it.
Mm-hmm.
And my other artist Zalis, during the pandemic this year, he did a like a he recorded himself with a live band doing his new album,
Oh,
right?
nice. Okay.
Which I'm also featured on. I did a poem, which you're
Hey.
gonna get to see coming up. Yeah, I did a
Okay.
poem on there
Okay.
with you. I'm gonna do for you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So with that, so yeah, like he did that, and then like a bunch of interviews with the source and a couple of things,
Mm-hmm.
and then we ended up getting an email from like 3 or 4 UK and European booking agents for performance.
Nice.
So we're figuring out the contract and the exclusivities, seeing if, you know, we can use multiple of them. So if we go over there, don't have to just come right back and all of that good stuff.
Right,
so
yeah.
It's actually coming to fruition. Now it has progressed to, I give out laptops every month to kids whenever they apply for them by essays.
Okay.
Hit us up and we do that. High school, junior high.
Oh, nice. Where should people reach out to or to submit?
You can submit at amamovement.com.
Okay.
Or you can just hit me up at Dreamz Into Goals at Gmail and just put laptop giveaway in the subject. And
nice,
I'll hit you back with the paperwork that you got to do. And then when you hit me back with what I need, laptop.
Nice.
Every month, awesome. On the 31st of every month. Yep.
That's beautiful.
Oh, the 30th or the 31st of every month. The last day of every month.
Last day.
So,
okay.
Yeah. So now I want to build it into a nonprofit where I help Black youth get into tech. I feel like we're going to be well behind the curve in the next 10 years if we don't have more computers in the home. Mm-hmm. So computers and Wi-Fi. So I want to do a .org so that I can get help with paying for people's Wi-Fi for whatever term, but laptops are easier to get. You know what I mean? I can get those donated, whatever. So, you know, I want to give back to the community in that way. So that's Dreamz Into Goals. And then I'll hopefully get to turn some kid's dream into a goal that way. You know what I mean? I think it's more effective than picking out like entertainers or people separately, you know. So
right. Yeah, and you know, one big thing that you said is getting tech, you know, in those households, just because it is a large part of just the everyday now for even kids. You know, at first it was like my first phone was like an i55, like a little Boost Mobile chirp phone. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought I was doing something now. You know what I'm saying? But like, pull a phone out like that for a kid today and they look at you crazy like, bro, you give me a walkie-talkie? Like,
what? You got an Obama phone? What you got, an Obama phone?
Exactly. No, they will roast you, you know what I'm saying? So just like as the culture and the world like moves forward, you know what I'm saying, just making sure that like our people is up to speed, you know, as many of them as we could assist and help. So that's a beautiful thing, man. And I'll be sure to make sure I link link for people to be able to access that, you know, especially if they have
and I just want to say this only because it was yesterday. When we recorded this, y'all, I'm time stepping, he's probably going to hate this, but it was yesterday, a year that Kobe had passed away, right?
Yeah.
That was like the 4th laptop I had ever given away. That day, we were giving away a laptop to this kid. No one knew what was happening. Giving away the laptop, we're sitting at the Silver Spoon in Inglewood, and then I get a phone call from a friend, and my friend is like, hey, man, is it true? Because he knows I live in L.A. So he's like, hey, man, I live in Long Beach. Get that right. I live in Long Beach. So, but I get the phone call because I'm in Inglewood. I get the phone call, and I was like, man, what are you talking about? I said, man, I'm donating this laptop to this kid who wants to be a mechanical engineer and build, like, a dope race car, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I'm like, and he don't have a laptop and all these other things, and he needs it to apply for colleges and to just do work and schematics and all this stuff. And I was like, and I'm trying to be in this moment with this kid, and he's calling, he's telling me that what happened to Kobe had happened. Yeah. So I lean over to my friend, the chairman of Am Root. I'm a movement. All y'all with this I'm a movement, not a monument. Yeah, I'm a movement, not a monument. .org. That's the joint. But he's the chairman. I lean over to him and I was like, bro, my boy just told me Kobe died. And I was like, and we look at the TV and we was like, nah, all right. And we keep doing what we're doing. Then we look back at the TV and I was like, tapped him and I looked, whole place, phone start going off. It just goes crazy. Like people start crying and everything. So and then that's when I decided to make it the 31st was because, the 30th of the month, because the next 2 giveaways were at the end of the month, and I wanted to give it away on the day that Nipsey died, because that's the same, like the Vector 90 right? Vector 80,
Vector
right?
90. Yep.
Vector 90, yeah. So like Vector 90, yeah. So I was like, I was already doing it. He was doing it. Well, I want to always pay homage to that. You know what I mean? Like showing that the marathon is truly continuing because I'm passing a baton, which is this laptop. I'm passing this laptop, which is the baton to a kid. So that I just to bring that up because it yesterday weirded me out for a whole different reason because I will never forget that day because that kid was so happy and then all of the ranges of emotion throughout that day was just crazy for the whole city. You know what I mean?
That was definitely an impactful day, even for me out here in Tempe, man. Because just coming up in LA, bro, that was everything. You know what I'm saying? That 3P, that energy. Like I went to Kelso, which is directly across the street from the Forum in Inglewood. You know, and then I literally walked to school every day. I used to ride my bike over there in the Forum. So it was just a real interesting time. You know what I'm saying? But you know, as we all, I mean, even for you know, Nipsey's passing, like coming to college, like a lot of his music is all that I listen to, you know what I'm saying? And just really somebody who was like empowering, but also just like the narrative behind like, you know, what he embodied and what he contributed and also what he's gone through in his life. It was just so inspirational, man. And it was just like when I look at people, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like watching his story and just I was waiting for it to continue to grow and like blossom when he was doing the Proud to Pay and people was coming, you know, paying $1,000 for this and, you know, that and just how that was working and just where the mind was going, man.
Right. No, that's real. Yeah, no. Like books he's reading, all of that. Like, man, it's inspiring. I hope the youth was watching and listening.
Right, no, for sure. I definitely was taking in whatever I could, you know, and even to this day, man, I'm always going back watching old interviews and just picking up game that at the time I probably wasn't, you know, looking for it in that way. But now that I know, you know, that well of knowledge, you know, is capped in a sense, I just got to go back and look at what's been put out there because, like, you know, definitely did some great work. But yeah, man, I want to transition a bit here and just kind of pick your brain.
My bad.
You know, you
all right, let's get it.
So I know you're from Oklahoma City, right?
Right.
And you living currently in Long Beach. So it can apply to either place or you can answer for both. And essentially I want to say, so what's the best place to eat in your city after midnight?
In Oklahoma City, it used to be this spot that had these bomb wings, and everybody that watching this is gonna hate me because I ain't been there in so long. I don't remember Bobo's. Okay. Bobo's Chicken. Bobo's Chicken in Oklahoma City. And if you in Long Beach after midnight, that's rough. That's a rough one. It'd have to be Roscoe's. If we're not in a pandemic. You know what I mean?
Right,
yeah. It'd have to be Roscoe's.
Okay.
That Bobo's at home, though, boy, try to tell you.
Right. Yeah. Okay. What if any, man, because I know I probably asked you this on our IG live interview, but now that some time has passed, we'll see if it's the same answer. What if any like superpowers? If you could pick two superpowers, what two would they be?
I don't know now. Like, shoot. Yeah, that's a difficult question. Now I think last time I answered it pretty quick. Just the superpower to, I don't know. I guess at this point, healing would be the biggest superpower to have.
Just be able to heal people.
You know what I mean? Right. Like to be able to, basically heal someone. Like, hey y'all, just show up. I'm gonna tap you, and we're gonna walk away from this, and everybody gonna be good. You know what I mean? Like,
straight, right.
That would be a superpower. Yeah. You know what I mean? Even if it takes a toll on me, you know. So I think that would be it. Okay. If we're talking pandemic times, yeah.
Right. Yeah. That works for me. I'll take that. What about so outside of superpowers, on the like just it could be music that you listened to in 2020 or anything that you've been vibing to at the start of this year, man. Any songs that's just been like in your brain from anybody, you know, up and comings, A-list, top 40, just any music that you could put somebody onto that, you know, that may be watching us right now.
Well, because of the George Floyd thing this year for me, the 2020 part of it was a lot of conscious hip hop.
Okay, yeah.
There's a song again by Zalis called "Loose Woke." It's a very conscious track. That one's pretty nice. That's from a new person.
For sure. And you spell Zalis
Also
Zalis, right?
Right, correct.
For sure. Just in case somebody.
And then you get look that up. And then Buddy from Cali, he got Black and Black 2.
Okay.
Those were hitters for me. Like
sure.
I Black Rims, I like to roll around in that, you know what I mean? Like that's the joint. And then like, and I'm a big R&B dude. So I've been listening to a lot of Sir.
Me too.
Yeah, Sir. And who else have I been listening to? Man, I got my playlist just is so fire sometimes. And I'm a country boy. I've been listening to Kane Brown.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Y'all should check him out. He's pretty dope. I mean, he's a black country singer, but he's dope. You know, he mixed or whatever, but he's dope.
Okay. Said Kane Brown.
So yeah, Kane Brown. So I think that's in reggae, of course. And that's right now Pop Can. Dirty. What is it? Not Dirty. That's somebody different. Pop Can. My Type. The girl in My Type. Yeah. So I've been listening to that. Let me think. Like I would have to probably go through my phone to tell you exactly.
No, but that's a solid list.
You know, off the top of the head, it's pretty much the artist that I've been banging pretty much a lot. Just trying to keep my head together. You know what I mean?
Right. Nah, that's true. Yeah, I definitely like listening to Buddy as well. Like ever since I found years back that Trouble on Central, like just the vibes and the stuff that he be coming up with. I know he be doing music with like Guap Dad and some other cats where they just be kind of just chilling and rapping, you know. And I like that approach to music, you know, where they just vibing, man, and just like really just finding that artistic space and just like flexing that muscle.
Going for it,
Inglewood Sir as well. That Chasing Summers project was smooth.
Yeah,
man. I'm really
and D Smoke too. D Smoke So
yes, sir.
I can't leave that out.
Him, you know, go through the rhythm and flow gauntlet, man, and come out on top like as an artist with that type of energy. You know what I'm saying? Because like in the industry today, a lot of people could have a lot of additional antics to them, you know, like dancing or like, you know, just the way they look or, you know, kind of just projecting a lifestyle that's not necessarily theirs. But when, you know, people are speaking from a space of truth or, you know, kind of telling that story of like where they come from and how it's impacted them and ways in which they going forward, incorporating Spanish and really just like kind of innovating lyricism in a way, man. It was just dope to see.
Right. I think it definitely helps expand even us as a people. If somebody's listening to them and they don't they don't know Spanish, they're gonna have to figure it out. So they might go learn Spanish because that's their favorite artist and they don't know Spanish. You know what I mean?
Right, for sure.
So also helps with crossing cultures. The Spanish speaking culture might get more familiar with our culture because how seamlessly he does it. Right. So, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate 100% of it. Yeah, I'm in for it.
Yes, sir.
And shout out to Inglewood. That's the first place I landed when I got here, too, by the way.
Oh, yeah. See, that's
shout out to Inglewood. Yeah. So that's why I still give back to Inglewood, and I'm always out there. So,
yes, sir. Inglewood raised me, so, you know.
Yeah. That's what's up.
Yeah, another one I was gonna throw at you, man, was too like, you know, with the quarantine and stuff, we've all been either at the crib, you know, or spending a lot more time at the crib, if not at the crib all the time. What you been watching, man? Any shows?
Oh man, I watch Blackish.
Okay.
For Life.
For Life, yep, I like that.
That's banger. Let me think.
Yeah, man, 50 been throwing out some nice stuff though.
Some nice hitters. And of course, Ghost Power 2, Book Power 2. let me think. What else do I be watching, man? Right now, I think that like I don't really watch that much TV. To be honest, like yeah, that's about it. I mean, sports, and then like I like that show Flight Attendant. That was cool. Like those like Netflix shows are like one-offs and all of those.
Yeah.
I mean, like those I'll watch, but there's a show on, I think it's Stars or HBO Max with Idris Elba called like On the Run or something like that. But he's a Nigerian guy in England. I can't think of the name of the show, but that show's fire. It's got a quirky like humor, but that show's fire, and I'm addicted. I watch it all the time. So yeah, that one too.
Sure.
I actually caught up with it. Yeah, so I'm all over the place, man.
Right.
I like to see more than just my view.
Right. No, that's true. That's true, and it's dope. I'll be catching stuff too. Like I like the Ghost. A lot of stuff that 50 dropped, the For Life. I try to catch whatever I can. I don't do too much watching as well. I'll be trying to make sure I'm staying busy, but it's time for quality time with the lady. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, let's throw on a show.
Yeah. Throw on a show, maybe. That's when I pick a show to watch. You know what I mean? Like I'll be like, I saw this preview to this show. I'm gonna check it out, and then we'll watch it. Right. That Queen's Gambit. I wish that was a TV show. That was fire. Like it's like stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. Hold on.
But Blackish, yeah, mixed-ish, all the ish, grownish, Blackish. I watch all of those. Just get that out the way. I think I got more tracksuits than Kenya Barris too. Me and him need to battle.
In the Black AF or whatever that show was. Yeah.
Hashtag him. Let's battle. I watch his Black as Fuck too. Let's battle. I got more tracksuits than you. You got more money, so yours might be nicer, but I got more.
Right, for sure. Because in LA, man, it's always somebody somewhere selling some shit. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, no, definitely. Right, for sure. Yeah, man. So, what are some goals that you got for this year, just for either the brand or for yourself?
Well, as you know, I got green tea coming out this year for sure. We're about to finalize everything and get you'll know because I'm hit up on you for the score and all of that, or for something to put in the movie music wise. Sure, and
you see, I got the gear, man. I'm always. This is my living room, man. So my living room is my studio. As soon as I walk in the house. That's
what it is. You go back to work. That's what it is. From work to work. Right. From working for yourself. And speaking of that, like this year, like last year, I did pretty well in the market, trading in the market. So another thing, like I was saying earlier, I want to start this dreamsintogoals.org or nonprofit. So once I start it, I still want to be able to lend a hand in teaching the kids the stocks and teaching them tech as much as possible. I don't know how to code. I know how to short code, but I don't know how to code. So I would definitely be bringing people in for that. But hopefully that's the goal, to get that up and started along with that. And I want to write a book that goes along with the poem that I'm gonna shoot, that I'm gonna do for you, called Meek's Day. The book is gonna be by the same name.
Okay.
It's kind of like just the blueprint that I believe that we need to do to have what we need to move forward within this nation. And if we decide to leave this nation, it would still be a viable thing as far as Black, brown, or minorities, period. And, we'll talk about that at a different time. So I've been working on those three things, this year, 3 or 4 things. And that's about all I'm going to do. And I'm just going to hone in on that. So just like you, I get home, chop up my time, I study this, or my days are different. Like this day I'm studying the stock market, or or cryptocurrencies, making my decisions. And I mean, that's ongoing, but still, I carve out a specific time for it. Then I also carve out a specific time to watch what I need to watch of my film so that I can make sure it's done right. Green tea, smoking love story. Go look it up on Instagram. Green tea, the movie.
Right, get that info.
There you go. Yeah, and then we also like I said, the book that came to me. I watched the master classes. I bought the master classes, so I watched that a lot too. And watching those, sometimes you just hearing other people talk that's smarter than you, you kind of get inspired, and your brain works differently. So that I was watching one, and that's when the book part came up, and I was like, dude. And then when I explained it to someone, they were like, that is pretty deep. So I might even write it into a book, movie, adapt it into a movie, because I feel like it'll show the Meeks day. Right. So that's pretty much what I'm on right now. And God willing, you know what I'm saying, we'll see the light by the end of this year. You know what I mean? With everything that I got in order. You know what I mean? Right. Like I said, the artists are moving. I might be going on tour, hopefully, God willing, if the vaccines and all that stuff kick in. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So,
right, yes, sir.
I'm not personally getting the vaccine. Well, maybe. You never know. We'll see. We're gonna say maybe. That's what we're gonna say.
Right. I feel you. Yeah. No, for sure, man. Those are some dope goals. And like you were talking about the audio stuff, like the masterclass, and I've been tapping into a lot of audio books myself, man. Just especially around like business stuff, lean startup, or just like various different things. Because like listening to people talk through either their book or their experiences, different podcasts or whatever, man. I'm just like, I like that in the background as I'm either working or even if I'm just chilling playing video games, you know what I'm saying? Just hearing people talk through different business structures or business operations and how things are run. Like, it helps kind of keep that part of your brain going. Because, like, I got a team, but I don't have that large of a team where I'm, like, sending stuff to my financial department and, like, all of that. But at least, on some level, I'm grasping, like, the type of character needed to facilitate that if needed. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously we want it to be built up enough to where I do got a financial department. You know what I'm saying? But in learning the steps to get there, it's just cool, man. Just hearing the stories, you know what I'm saying, or just hearing this perspective from people who own businesses, and who's been, running like 12 different businesses in their lifetime of various different types. A dude that sold tires and made $1 million selling tires, and a dude did the same thing with soap, and like whatever the case is, just hearing those stories and stuff, it's just really, man, it gets my brain going. I can't even lie, bro. It's just like
that's what it is. Like, everybody says the old adage: if you hang around 9 broke people, you'll be the 10th.
Right.
The other part of it is if you hang around 9 rich people, you'll be the 10th. Well, all of us don't have access to rich people all the time. Well, now you do, because you have podcasts, you have all these things that they're telling you how they did what they did, just as if you were in the room with them learning. Now, there's going to be other little secrets intricate secrets that you're not going to learn from their podcast, and you definitely need to be in the room with them. However, the tidbits that you get from there can be the stepping stone,
Right, yeah.
Like one of my, my artist, Zalis, and business partner friend, he said this year, he said 2 great things to me this year when the year started. And I would love to share this with y'all. He probably will too when you get the chance to interview him. But he was like, this year I'm hiring money. And I was like, huh? He said, look, you hire what works for you. Passive income is you hiring money. So this year I'm figuring out how to hire money.
Right.
So
I feel that.
So look at it in a different perspective. Like, I'm not doing earned income this year. I am going to hire money. I'm going to figure out how to make money work for me. Awesome. And he was like, and I'm only doing things at the wrong time. And I was like, now that's an odd thing to say. He was like, yeah, because everybody waits for the right time. There is never the right time. Right. So if you do it when the wrong time happens, eventually the right thing or the right time will happen, as long as you stay steadfast.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm doing
Especially.
everything at the wrong time. I don't care about what timing it is. I'm
Right.
going.
Because like
You
in
know what
your
I mean?
mind, you like, man, nah, this would be a bad time for me to do that, and that's probably the time that you should do that. You know.
Because it came into your brain. It was put there for a reason.
Yeah.
That was your blessing, and you was like, then you denied it. You
Right.
self
Just
denied.
and a lot of the times
Yeah.
we do that to like when we, try to be too perfect about something, or we
Right.
overanalyze and stuff. Oh no, I gotta have this kind of rollout with this attached to it, and I gotta get this so and so to tag me 6 times. And honestly, sometimes if going with that feeling, just taking the energy as it comes, and just like feeling the space that way, it works better. Or you
Yeah.
have less like, if it doesn't go well though, then you have less like stress about it, because you built all that up
Right.
for it to get the same response. So if that's
Right.
going to be the case, then just go with your gut, you know what I'm saying, and have less like negative emotion about it after it's all said and
Right.
done.
Right.
So yeah.
Correct. Like that. That's exactly the feeling. Like exactly the feeling. Like why not? Then, like you said, the different rollouts of it and all of that good stuff. Like I tell people all the time. I say, I say, I say, iPhone came out, and then like 1, 2 came out, and then they did a 3. The 3 was the breakout one, but they had flaws. They immediately came out with the 3S. I said, see, even the brilliant people at Apple knew that they came out with a flawed machine and was ready to come out with the update. And then they did the S thing. They did the S thing for a while. It became a thing. They come out with one that's not so good, and then the S would be the correction, right? So I was like, so why can't you do that? You don't have to come out, like you say, you don't have to come out perfect. Come out, promote a little bit. You're gonna get feedback, adjust, come out again. Each time you come out harder, and you'll build whatever you need to build at that point. Just don't give up and keep moving forward. You be good. Like it's the belief in yourself, belief in everything, and you be straight.
Right. No, man, that's very true. And you bring up some like real like important things, because like that's ultimately what it comes down to for a lot of people, is like just believing in themselves, you know what I'm saying? And also just putting forth the effort and putting forth the work, because it's just like sometimes we try to create the circumstances, you know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes things are just what they are, and like you were talking about before, we were talking about like the friends and all that, and
Mm-hmm.
just like you can get information from like those audiobooks and so on and so
Right.
forth. Like some stuff you can only get from like being in the room, you know what I'm saying? Some stuff
Right.
you can only get from like experiencing a business deal, going to rent out a
Right.
venue, booking an artist, like having those conversations. But a lot of it you can get from just those podcasts, those different books, or listening to people talk, or what I'm saying, just doing a little bit of research. So
Right.
no, absolutely.
Right.
Those are some dope points. And yeah, no, the last thing that I was gonna close out the interview with, I was gonna ask
For
you
sure.
if you had any advice for up and coming artists that are just, maybe they haven't put out their first EP yet. They're just kind of finding themselves, and they want to begin to take themselves seriously. Like any advice or any tips that you would just, pass on to them?
Um, Currently, right now, I would definitely um first thing is invest in yourself. That's no matter what you do, you have to do that first. So figure out how you can get some capital, put out your music, but don't worry about necessarily putting out a whole album or a mixtape or all of that. Like in this world right now, um, you can simply put out one song if it's banger. Like I would rather spend $5,000 on creation, like on a beat, the studio, the visual, and the promo, than spend $5,000 just creating an album.
Mm.
Because now you still got to pay. That's a whole nother 5,000. You got to promote
Mm-hmm.
that, and you got to get visuals. Now, if you do that with that 5,000, and you got more than that 5,000 to like keep pubbing and promoing it, that one song, and it's a hot song because you pay pretty good for the beat. You know what I'm saying? You went to the right studio.
Right.
You know this is you feel like this is your hit.
Mm-hmm.
Then and if that's not the hit, but it gets you traction, then do it again. but come out with a song and a visual and push them both the same way, because you get YouTube, you can get money from. Like, there's so many venues that you can eat from that is not just music. And the streaming is forever. So that if you do catch fire, they're going to go back, and what you did is still going to get you paid. So you're actually setting yourself up for long assets. So that's the game, is to set yourself with assets and keep it pushing. Then, yeah, that would be me.
Right, dope, man. Well, definitely, I appreciate that, man, and I'm hoping that people could take some game from parts of this convo and also learn about some dope spots to go eat at if they're in Oklahoma City or if they're in Long Beach.
Yeah, man. So, oh, yeah, if you're in Oklahoma City, go to Brown's Kitchen. Go to Brown's Kitchen. They got the best chicken. Hey, look, that chicken war thing, they smashed. Go Brown's Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Brown's Kitchen. Say word.
It's after midnight, you were saying Bobo's is the spot.
Bobo's, because I'm not sure if Brown Kitchen is open after midnight. That's the only reason why I said that. If they were open after midnight, that's what I would have said.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, man, definitely appreciate you hopping in the Love 2021 interview section. Yeah, man, and we'll be looking forward to checking out that video of you dropping the poem. What was the name of that poem again?
Meek's Day.
Meek's Day. Okay, for sure, man.
Yeah,
We're gonna be looking forward to that one.
All right, for sure. I'm gonna shoot you that.